Hi, everyone. This is Jill, and I'm here with.
Jessica.
So
Hello.
this is our Friday free for all. You guys rarely see Jessica, so I forced her to comb her hair and put on makeup today, even though she doesn't need either. By the way, I did put on mascara for you, Jessica. Okay, so today we're going to ask each other 3 questions. We don't know the questions, and I'm going to start. Jessica, pretend you have to sit and watch 3 of your favorite movies just on a Sunday. Nobody will bother you. What 3 movies do you pick?
Let's see. Um, I would those three guilty pleasures. I would do Breakfast at Tiffany's. Uh,
Oh, that's a good one.
Alone, right? I guess I just choose and no
Yeah,
one gets. That's
just
my
you.
decision. Um, White Christmas, even if it was like the middle of summer. I love that movie. I love Bing Crosby and Rosemary Clooney. They just make me so happy. Preferably that would be December, but that's one of my favorites. And let me think of a third. If I could choose anything, probably the 1993 version of Little Women. I love that one.
Really?
With Winona
That's
Ryder.
interesting.
Yeah, I love
You
it.
watch, oh, am I, hold on, let me look at my line. Do you watch any current movies?
Yeah.
Do you watch any movies that are from
Um,
1993 and
oh
below?
yeah, I do actually. I think I do, but I those would be my like three favorite, like just classic all-time favorites. But yeah, I mean, oh, my if I could add a fourth, my like going to sleep, no need to think about anything is Beautiful Girls. I like that one. But also, what is that, 80s?
I don't even know what that is.
I have to think
What
of
is
something
Beautiful
more
Girls?
with oh my god, now I'm gonna blank on who it is. Natalie Portman and oh my god, what's his name? John Cusack. Okay, I'll
No.
send you the link.
I'll Google that. I can tell you.
Yeah, it's not
Watch the
nothing
movie. I think I texted you. Plus one. Do you have Hulu?
oh, I do, yeah. I'll have
Watch
to look
plus
at that.
one.
Yeah,
It is, it is, it's laugh out loud funny. And the
it's really
lead female character is my spirit animal.
it's really sad actually now that I'm looking at it. It's not John Cusack. It's Timothy Hutton. Oh my god, I'm horrible with actors, but
Wait,
it is
did somebody
Natalie
commit
Portman.
suicide in that movie?
No. It's like a guy who is getting engaged and he starts talking to his neighbor who's like a younger girl is Natalie Portman, and it like has a little bit of like a weird vibe. She's like really like an old soul. I'll send you the link.
No,
Yeah.
okay. What's your first question?
Okay. This one for you is if tomorrow you had absolutely zero obligations, no dog, no work, no even no husband, just like nothing, and you could go anywhere with no concern for anything like people, money, obligations, where would you go?
An amusement park.
Really?
I would go.
Here where you
I
live?
would go. Well, if it's is this for one day or for a longer period of time? So for one day, I would
Oh,
go to
no,
an
no.
amusement park.
Oh, say like a 2 week trip.
I would be in Italy. I would go to Italy, and it's so funny because I watched who's the chick, Lorraine Bracco. I think she was in Goodfellas, and then she was in maybe it wasn't Goodfellas. Do you know the actress Lorraine Bracco? Oh,
Uh,
Sopranos. She was in The Sopranos.
oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
So she's one of those people who bought one of the Italian houses for $1. And then because it was such a mess, she bought the house next door, which was completely remodeled for $45,000.
Oh my God.
And I thought, and in Sicily, and I thought, oh, I
Yeah.
entirely want to do that. I just want to do that. And I could do it on my own and not care.
Oh
But
my
if it
God.
was for a day, I'd go to Epcot and drink myself around the world. I would just
Okay,
drink.
good
Okay,
day trip and also good 2 week trip.
that's I need to be mentally stimulated. We all know this. All right. How do you listen to music? Phone?
Yeah, or through the computer or the TV speakers like Pandora or
So
something.
if you were to turn on your music right now, and hit shuffle songs, what are the 3 top songs that will play on your iPod or phone?
Okay, let's see. We've been listening to a lot of like Bill Withers, Lovely Day. I love that song. Um, let's see. We were listening to Sinead O'Connor the other night.
Were you depressed?
No. Chris Cornell did a cover of one of her songs. And so we were like, let's watch the original. And then what else? So this is probably going to be so surprising to you when you hear this. Like, if you were to just say like, play me like the one song you just have to listen to, and if you could never not hear it again, this is so bizarre. Disturbed, The Sound of Silence.
I love it. I have it. I have it on my phone.
I love it. We tried to play it for my parents, and they were like, "We like the original." Simon and Garfunkel. They were like, "Yes, it's powerful." I was like, "It's so good."
I think the Disturbed version is better.
It's so good. Some of his other stuff is very scary to me, but like that song, I love.
It's strange. Michelle Wagner knew how much I love that song, which I don't even know how she knew it. I don't even know if we were working together when it came out.
I don't even think we've ever talked about this.
I love that version. I love it. And I think the Chris Cornell song was Nothing Compares to You. He did that song. And oddly, Prince wrote that. The first time I heard it, Prince had actually, he had written it and given it to Sinead O'Connor.
Yeah, we were like,
how freaking depressed for you.
It's weird, I know. I think it was Friday. We couldn't think of anything to watch on TV, so we were just watching videos.
Did you watch Justified?
I don't think so.
Watch Justified. I don't know if you have to pay for it. It was on Hulu.
It is
but
on Hulu?
Justified is, well, for me, it is the single best television show I have ever watched in my entire life. The writing is amazing.
Okay, I'll write it down. I haven't really found anything I've liked since Bridgerton. So
Justified. Bosch is good. That's on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Question 2 for me.
Yeah, this one is like a little existential. What has surprised you so far about your life?
That I wound up thousands of miles from the place I knew best to move to a place where I knew absolutely no one, and it didn't even faze me. Other than leaving my kids, right? But they're not kids, they're in their 30s. Like Jimmy's pushing 40 and Joe is pushing 30. It was one of those things where it's like, you know what? Packing up and moving someplace where you don't know anyone, it's not starting over, but it teaches you, even as a couple, like you have to rely on each other. But then all of a sudden COVID hit and you're like, why are you still sitting in this house? And now you're driving crazy. But the fact that I could move, I didn't let my emotions run a good decision. Like I knew it was a good decision to move here. And for the first time in my life, I said, I'm not going to be emotional about what I should do or what my next step should be. I think the next surprise would be that I set a goal to be debt-free by a certain age and I did it. And I know you and I have talked about this before, and women are just stupid, and you have to know where your finances are and where that money is. And just cross country, like not even I went that far, but I really realize now I can go live anywhere and I will be okay. It's all right that I don't have a group of people. I have you, I call you, Andrea, Wendy, like all my work women. I talk to Tracy and Mary, like I have a pipeline of people I can talk to, but the physical presence, I'm surprised at how much I haven't missed that because I can just pick up the phone.
Also, you work outside and it's 85 degrees and sunny, so that helps.
All right, so it was 90 here for 3 days, and today it hit 70, and I'm wearing a sweater over my tank top. Normally I have on my tank top, and I'm like, I might need a light sweater today.
I think that's amazing. I think that is really brave, and I think it also shows that you can really evolve and you can surprise yourself at any stage in life. I think that's awesome.
And we've talked about this. I really do think I'd like to get an apartment in Europe and then stay there for a certain amount of time, travel all over Europe, and then come back to this house as my home base. And I never really thought about that until I moved here. Like once I was okay here, I thought, well, first of all, I'm in Florida. And so the Florida man stories are real, right? Every day on the news is so entertaining. You don't actually need real television here. Just keep watching the news. And I thought, okay, I could do this. And I was fine. It's not really that hard of a jump for me to go to another country and stay for a while, acclimate, and come back. And
Yeah.
I think it's the logical next step. I'm not getting any younger. Okay, my third question.
I'll be right behind you.
We're gonna come stay at our apartment. We're gonna have a 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment. I often think about our job, not in the best of context, but I said to Andrea, every now and then I think about ridiculously funny moments that happened at work or former job. And the other day I told Andrea my single most favorite Jessica moment, and I still have a picture of it, where it doesn't matter how many times I look at the picture, I laugh, is when we were commanded to go to New York City to present like a saving the organization plan, which probably they've implemented and given us 0 credit for. And we get back on the train to get home, and you had the largest beer, and somebody from an organization we don't like came down the aisle, a guy with his guitar, and sat down like a few rows behind us. And you just have this big beer, and you're like, you're getting the picture, because everything that could have possibly gone wrong that day did. A snowstorm, right? Then the meeting was just
A waste of time.
right, a waste of time. Now we're running back to catch our train, and like you bought beer. That's how bad the day is, but it was so funny because I was like, Jessica, take your picture, and you're holding up the beer. And to this day, I have saved that. It has been the wallpaper on my phone more than once, where it's like, that is a hilarious end to our day.
Yeah. Oh my God. It probably wasn't even enough.
So in my head, I mean, there were other funny times, but that was like the last really funny moment I spent with you at work. So I think you started working from home at that point. And so did Andrea and I. What is your funniest memory of working together? And it can be anytime, even during this the last 3 years. Like working in general, it doesn't have to include me, just literally with anyone, because we work with.
Well, I think like not funny, like not like crack me up, like this is so outrageous, but just this is like so indicative of like who you are. It was the day that Andrea and I were coming to your house up in Bern to put together some thoughts on what we were going to be launching. And you were like, I'll just throw together like some food. And we had like an Italian freaking feast. It was like, that's my like, Jill, this is like who you are. Well, and I should have seen it coming, because when I was brand new at Nexon, we had that night, that day where it was like right before winter break, where we were just going to have a couple days after the holidays, and you brought like 17 different kinds of cookies. I mean, I think we had like hundreds of cookies in the office, but then it was just me, you, and Andrea, and you had like meatballs and like pasta and stuffed, like, I feel like you had like stuffed mushrooms, and it was like coffee. I think we even had wine. Like we had so much to
The
eat.
reality is, one, I'm the hostess with you could come to my house anytime and I would put out something like that, because I don't know not to. But you took a picture and sent it to your mother-in-law. What? Remember the contractor came down?
Like, yes, like I don't need to eat for like a week because you made this like insane lunch, and it was just 3 of us. I think Jim popped in, but like.
Well, the contractor came in and Jim came in, but then I was like, nobody touch anything.
I think we took leftovers
for Kyle's birthday. I baked like a bunch of stuff, and as he was leaving, he emptied the copy paper box and took all the cookies and just dumped them in the box and took them home. And we're like, "Where are you going with all the food?" And he's like, "Home."
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, we're
That's like the
Andrew and I
best
had a
part.
good laugh
That's
about
the
that.
best part of working together is we always make it fun. You always make it like a awesome meal.
That I think that train ride to me like really showed that all of us were on. We were just all so happy after just a horrible day. We were just all so happy. Like everything could not have gone worse.
Because
Right?
I think this is something that a lot of people can relate to who may be watching. That it's usually what makes your job the most like fun and tolerable is the people that you enjoy working with. And if you don't have that,
Oh
I
my
wish
God.
I wish you well.
I look back at that one moment in time. And I said to Andrea, like when we hit our 1 year anniversary, I said, I look back at that March train ride and I thought if we did not kill each other after being on a train from first thing in the morning, having their food, going to a late meeting, running, and then like we're all on the train and we're all just sitting there and we all just start laughing like what the hell just happened? And I said, if we could live through that moment and still get on a train after just a horrible, horrible day, and then we had to drive home through snowstorms, right?
Yeah.
Like we get off the train, you got off, I think, one stop earlier than us. It was a blizzard out. It took me like 2 hours to get home from the train. Andrea
I
and
wore
I,
a skirt that day like an idiot.
it was
Yeah.
bad. And I remember thinking, if we can live through this moment, right? We as a team are going to work through any single moment. Okay,
I think so.
that was your funniest moment.
Okay, that was you have
You're
got one
from my
more.
team.
My last question for you. If you so this is following up on my theme of lovely luncheon from you and Andrea. If you could cook dinner for any person to enjoy their company and also cook for them, living, dead, famous, non-famous, who would it be?
My
And
dad.
why?
My dad.
Oh,
Yeah, I know.
I think we know why.
Dad.
Oh,
Uh, you know, so there's a quality I genuinely like in people. I love people who like food. I like people who will genuinely sit and enjoy a meal and be able to talk. And we were like, I think I told you this, like, we had wine with dinner. We were little, we're 5 year olds and we've got like cups of like wine at dinner. My father gave us not only the appreciation of traveling, right? Like my dad truly believed one sister took him to Italy, the other one to France several times. My dad so enjoyed a meal, but it was more than the meal. It was the conversation and the laughter and everything that occurs over the meal. So it could be pizza from PJ's Pizza, which was our favorite pizza place, or it could be this outrageous dinner that took hours to cook. And it didn't matter what we were eating, it was it was all of it. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't just the food. And you saw what I would serve for lunch. So like every meal with my parents was like that. But what I remember is, oh my God, how hard we would laugh. And maybe it's because we were drunk little kids. I don't really know. But dinner conversations were amazing. I hope I pass that tradition on to my kids. Like sit down with your family, enjoy the meal. It doesn't matter what you're having, enjoy the moment. But my dad, but if I could like pick somebody famous who I don't know and invite them to my house, Michael Keaton.
really?
And I asked him to wear the Batman outfit.
That is so interesting. I
I would
love it.
say Jesus, but I don't have wafers. I don't.
Amazing. Amazing.
but like Michael King, could you please show up at my house and wear my Batman outfit? Now it's not perverted. My kids are older.
I love that. I love both of those. It'd be so fun.
Who would you have?
Oh, wow.
I know who the answer isn't based on our text earlier.
Let's see. Wow. My gosh, there's so many like people in history that it would be interesting to hear from. Oh my gosh, that's a really tough one. If it was going to be a famous person,
Go first with like just an at like somebody you would know that maybe passed or that you have a connection with, and then tell me your famous person.
not to be depressing again, but my grandmother,
Right.
because I did want to see her again, but COVID had other ideas about how that was all going to play out. So, not to be depressing, it would be my grandmother if it was someone that I know. But if it was someone that I didn't know, I don't want to be like so cliche, but I think it would be really interesting to have dinner. Can I do a package deal? I want to do Harry
Yeah.
and Meghan. I want to join on the whole Oprah bandwagon. I would love to hear from Harry and Meghan, which is why I don't usually follow celeb news, but I will be watching.
So two things happened yesterday. I said to Andrea, something on my phone came up and it said Paris Hilton talks about her engagement ring. And I'm like, hasn't she been engaged before? So I text how many times, and when I type times, it automatically came up, has Paris Hilton been engaged? Else who looked at that is invited to my house for dinner. Like they can come because they're my people. But I said to her, I've become mildly obsessed with Harry and Meghan. I'm not searching them, but
I
now
don't
I'm
either, but what?
reading the articles. Like now
I
my
feel like it's just, well, I think Oprah has done a really good job with those teases. And I'm like, oh crap, I'm falling right into that trap of they want me to watch and now I'm going to. Because usually I'm like, nope, we'll not do it. And now I'm like, I will be watching.
I probably won't watch. I'll probably watch when Jim is not around, but he never says anything. Randomly looks up from the news the other night. By the way, he's got a job. If I didn't tell you, he's been working, so it's been great. He comes home, he's sitting in the chair, and he's like, I don't follow royal news, but I have mad respect for the guy who will take away his entire life, everything he's known, and move to a country he doesn't know so that his wife and kid aren't hunted down by the press like his mother was.
Yeah.
And as anybody fighting goes, good for him. And I thought, whatever happened to my husband? Like, he never follows. The other day, he's like, how old is Princess Diana? I'm like, she's dead old.
She wasn't even old.
Right.
I know. I think there just is a really compelling story. Someone who leaves the monarchy. It happened before. It was
Cornwallis,
yeah, yes.
in Simpson. But I
Yeah.
mean, just that's so funny that you said that. Okay, so this is our Friday free for all. Jess, it's so nice to see you.
Good to see you too.
Where's Todd working?
Yep, he takes his calls out walking in the woods.
Oh my God, you have it so lucky. Good for you.
Well, I don't know about that, but we
Yeah.
like it.
And don't worry, when I buy my house in Europe, you and Todd can use it when we're not there.
I will definitely come visit. But yeah, we'll be doing more of these. We got to get Andrea on video.
She won't get it. We'll see everyone soon.
Bye, Jill.
Bye. I don't know how
Everyone.
to stop this ever.